Welcome to the episode of Bleav in Falcons. I'm your host, Ovie Mughelli. Got my co-host, Michael the Burner Turner, and we got the man who runs his own show, the Bucky Brooks Show, Mr. Bucky Brooks. That was terrible, but we're gonna keep it because we're authentic here. We're genuine. We Bucky Brooks Show. Yeah,
look, man. I know what it is, man. I told you we talked beforehand about you going to Wake Forest, me going to North Carolina, and all those other things. I understand it. I understand all of it. It's all good.
It's all good. Feels like they're better.
Watching on purpose, huh?
Yeah, it's all good.
Here's the order. So Wake Forest up top, UNC below, and Northern Illinois like way at the bottom. So at least you're better than Mike, Bucky. That's a win. But Wake's at the top. Okay. It's not even a Wake Forest shirt. It's Wake colors. But support my boy Warwick Dunn. Went to his little foundation event. Me and Mike and a bunch of athletes.
Awesome.
So shout out to
actually Florida State colors. I don't know why you painted as Wake colors.
These are Wake-ish colors. Are these Florida State colors? You know what?
Florida State, Ovie. Florida State.
He got me. All right, I say the Wake Forest colors. He got me. But yeah, Bucky, man, thanks for coming on the show. We're in a little bit of a lull with the Falcons. Nothing too exciting. OTAs just finished, all the mandatory mini camp stuff, and the guys have a little bit of break. But even though it's a lull for them, we talking about a lot that's going on with our Falcons franchise because just like we do every year, we feel like we got enough to where this could be our year. This could be the resurgence of the Falcons. I mean, Matt Ryan didn't come back for no reason. They say something like, "Oh, Tom Brady's not walking through that door," but Matt Ryan is walking through our door, and that means something. He's bringing some culture. He's bringing some change, bringing a mindset. Kevin Stefanski, there were some that weren't quite sure about him coming from Cleveland. I met him for the first time. Mike, was your first time meeting him too at training camp, right? Yeah. So me and Mike met him for the first time, talked to him, and you know what? I see in his eyes, Bucky. It's a fire in his eyes. This man, he is not going to be denied a championship until he leaves. He's going to find a way. But I believe in Matt. I believe in Stefanski. I think they can do some good stuff. But it doesn't matter what I believe, what Mike believes. What does Bucky believe these Falcons are going to do in the very near future? Again, Bleav in Falcons presented by FanDuel. We got some odds to throw at you a little bit later. But right now, we want to hear what Bucky has to say.
So I'm really excited about Matt Ryan coming back and rejoining the franchise. I think all of us as NFL legends, as former players, we love when we see one of our own get an opportunity to lead a franchise. And so Matt Ryan, having donned those colors, having been a prominent player for that franchise, being able to come back and help in the building process is critical. And one thing that you guys talked about is the culture. Obviously, you guys were a part of it when the thing was up and going, and nothing jumps like Atlanta jumps when the Falcons are good. And so the pieces have been there, and people will say the pieces have been there for a couple of years to be a team that wins the division and competes or whatever. Now it's, can you get everything right? I think at least the person at the top of the organizational chart, Matt Ryan, knows what it looks like, knows what it should like, knows what it should feel like. Now it's about getting Ian Cunningham and Kevin Stefanski on board to make sure that they have the right personnel and the X's and O's to make it jump in the dunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. So like I said, Ovie gets a little too excited in the offseason. Every year is like
every year.
You see the fire in coach's eyes and all this stuff. Like, coach was just probably getting some food out the lunch line. You just
I see it. The way he got the food, though, the way he got it out the food.
Hype up everything he does. You know what I'm saying? The way he orders omelet, he's ready. I like to pump the brakes on things. I like to see. It is good to have some familiar faces in the building, but like, I just been having my heart broken over the years. These last couple of years, hyping up the Falcons a little bit too much. Like we always say, this year we're close. We got this much talent and this and that, and we always end up with 8 wins. So I'm not gonna put a number on it this year. I like to go with a clean slate and just let Matt and those guys do the work, because it may be some things behind the scenes that needs cleaning up that we don't even know about yet. So because a lot of things was kept secret last year as far as how from the top on down how things was going on behind the scenes with the quarterback situation and the play call and how the teams was coached, how the team was prepared. We don't know. So we should see this year, like, what do we really have in this organization?
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, I think you will get a chance to see. I think if you look at it, I was always taught, this goes back to my time working with the Carolina Panthers, where you talked about title contenders or legit playoff teams should have 8 to 12 blue chip players. And so if we go through the roster and we look at, okay, which guys are the Blues on that Falcons roster? And by blue, we mean guys that rank within the top 10 of their peers in the position. So when you look at some of the guys that you have, you think about Bijan Robinson being able to kind of jump in that place. You think about Jesse Bates to a lesser degree. You think about Drake London, where those guys kind of fit. You do begin to wonder, okay, do we have enough to kind of get into that conversation? And I think there are enough guys that are on the fringes for the Falcons that you can be like, hey, man, if this team, if it clicks where the X's and O's match the Jimmys and Joes, maybe, just maybe, the Falcons could be one of those teams that we talk about, like the Patriots jumped into the mix last year.
I don't know how the Patriots jumped to the mix. I was very surprised that Drake May was that good. I know he was good, but like, is he?
Come on,
that
bro. He's
good?
a Tar Heel. He's a Tar Heel. Anyone that's been blessed can know that. He's a Tar Heel. Everybody that you ever played with is a Tar Heel. You've known it. Algie Crumpler or whatever. You know what this is. So I can't even believe that you would even question.
You did
Drake
not.
May.
But you did not pick Drake May to go to the
easy.
Super Bowl. You didn't pick him. I guarantee you, if I go back and watch any podcast of yours, you won't say they're Super Bowl contenders. Said no one.
No. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that I picked him, but I just know if he's come through that, if he's going through the grindhouse that it is, I know he's built the right way. And so I just knew that he would be built the right way to kind of make it happen. And so we're excited about it.
You're supposed to feel that way. The same way I feel that Jesse Bates is a Wake Forest dog, and he's going to make something happen because he went to the best university in the ACC route in the country. Yeah, Jesse.
Like, he spent all his time there?
Yes, Jesse Bates and Ovie Mughelli. So I don't know if you know this. I'm a Hall of Famer. With Arnold Palmer and Tim Duncan, Chris Paul. Concussion. They can give him concussion money. Tim Duncan, and Chris Paul, and Jesse Bates is going to be a future Hall of Famer. But he's that's not bad for a school that only has like 400 people on campus or whatever. We have 4,000. Thank you. We're
good. It's kind of tiny. It's kind of tiny.
Good. But the point of the matter is, the Jimmys and Joes, the X's and O's, you're absolutely right. We had last year, I think one of the reasons that Raheem had to go was because we had so much talent. We had so many Jimmys and Joes. We had such a great draft. Which is kind of weird that Ian went as well when you think about like all the people that he brought in that are going to be cornerstones for our next Super Bowl run. But, I think for Matt Ryan, I was talking to one of the players about this. I won't say who. They're like, I think for Matt Ryan to come in, it couldn't happen with Raheem and Ian still there, because the last 4 games, those guys fought their butts off. They wanted to keep Raheem there. They wanted to show that 6-7 game losing streak was just it was crazy. Missed kick here, special teams messed up there. Things could have been switched. And a lot of people wanted to see Raheem and Ian get one more year. But Matt Ryan to come in to a situation like that, he wouldn't have the control that he has now. He wouldn't have the autonomy he has now. He wouldn't be able to move around and make decisions and be heard the way that he can now. So I think overall it was a good decision. But the Jimmys and Joes that we had are stellar. We have Xavier Watts and it's still a situation, but James Pierce and Jalen, those two defensive ends that gave us the most sacks we've had by rookies in forever. Like, that's something to build on, because it's always been, and ask Michael Turner, he'll tell you, our defense is what held us back when we were the Matt Ryan era. It was our defense that kept us from winning Super Bowl after Super Bowl. I'm not going to blame those guys. No, it was our defense. It was the defense. Even Abraham was saying we needed help. We couldn't find anyone to help John Abraham. If we had that, I'd have a ring. Mike would have a ring. We'd be out here on floats partying. But they have the pieces, I think. I mean, Mike, am I wrong? I mean, they have the pieces.
We cannot blame our defense.
Yes, we can, Mike. We can't blame the defense. It was the defense's fault.
Okay.
I mean,
me and you are amazing. You're perfect.
I'm not gonna go that extreme to just blame the defense. No, it was our team's not just one-sided like that. Well,
I mean,
have you seen Matt Ryan? We had a Pro Bowl Bucky. Now, Mike's being he's being nice. We had a Pro Bowl player on every position on offense. I repeat, we had a Pro Bowl player at every position on offense. Tony Gonzalez, Julio Jones, Roddy White, myself,
Julio wasn't Pro Bowl.
Tyson Claiborne. Our defense, Abraham and Brent Grimes. That was it.
I mean, it's more than enough. You had a pass rush and a cornerback. That should have been able to And if your offense was so loaded, y'all should have had so many points that you didn't have to play.
Hey.
I mean, that's the thing. Now, when I look at it, and it's funny because I do Bleav one of the more critical situations that we got to monitor is the James Pierce thing, right?
Yeah.
Because the off-field stuff is concerning. On the field, man, he was showing promise, not only showing promise of being a high-level player for the Falcons, but he's showing promise of potentially growing into a role where he could be considered one of the better players at his position in the league. What do you do with that now? Like, the league certainly will probably met out some punishment. What do the Falcons do with that? How do you kind of wrestle with whatever those allegations are? How do you handle that in your locker room and represent the organization? That'd be a huge decision for Matt Ryan and company to make. But then it's the other pieces of the puzzle that you're putting together. You talked about Watts and Bates and the tandem that they form in the back end, but who else can emerge as an elite level player to go with an offense that should be able to generate points? So we might be right back in the situation that you were talking about, Ovie, where, the offense is so great, but the defense isn't up to snuff. But I will say this, keeping a defensive coordinator was critical because at least you don't have each side of the ball learning new stuff. You can build on the defense side of the ball. You hope that they can hit the ground running and complement the offense. But, new head coach, it'll be interesting to see how it all comes together.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, but people overlook though our defense. We got some guys on deep. We got AJ Terrell. I mean, some guys that we haven't been naming. AJ Terrell,
his brother.
Oh, his brother. He got to prove himself though. Even though he's a high draft pick, we don't know. I think he's going to be good. We all think he's going to be good. That's why he's picking that round. But he still has to live up to the hype. Still have to learn the game. And being that corner, that's a tough position to learn. Like your rookie year, it's a lot of this being a passing league. I think it's one of the toughest positions to learn your rookie year. So we got to see how that goes. But on the offensive side, our receiving core has been questionable. Yeah, we got Drake London, but who's after him? We don't know. So everybody's liking Branch. I think he's going to be like the X factor this year. They love the way he's been looking, being a rookie out of Georgia. And we brought back Zacchaeus from a few years ago that Matt Ryan knows pretty well. And his talents know what he brings to the table. But are they better than Ray McLeod and I forgot the other guy's name we brought from the Bears?
Johnny Mooney.
Right, are they going to be better than those guys? So it's yet to be seen. And plus, we need some consistency at quarterback. So right now, our strong point is running back on offense, but our defense was stronger last year than the offense. So, you can't, because we was getting all the sacks. Only thing we had trouble in was being on the run game and being on the field too long, and that's because the offense was not moving the ball last year. We had glimpses here and there of being dynamic on offense, but really the defense was holding us down at the beginning of the season. We was only winning like 21-3 or something like that. Like we wasn't blowing teams out like crazy. It was a defense being the top 5 defense in the league. So let's not overlook defense, Ovie. And
defense wins championships. I know
it's all about the offense and this and that, but just not overlook our guys on defense. We got some ball players. I'm
admittedly biased because I'm an offensive guy, but yes, I know defense is very important, and we were hyped. I remember check the podcast. We were going on, if we have a defense like this the whole season, Bijan on the offense will find a way for us to win enough games to win the division. We were so excited. I think we beat the Bills early. Some big team on Monday Night Football. The Bills early.
Vikings early.
Vikings. We had so much talent and just couldn't bring it all together, man. It was difficult, but I think part of the reason we lost those games, Bucky, was because of the quarterback. We had inconsistency at quarterback. That's the reason why they doubled up with Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix, because they said, hey, only thing better than one good quarterback is 2 good quarterbacks. And we didn't get a chance to get any good quarterbacks because both guys were injured. Both guys didn't play up to the standard that we wanted to. Mm-hmm. But it's a new year now. Let's see what Penix can do. Let's see what Tua can do. Before I get into your thoughts on the quarterback battle, which is I think the most important battle out there, our friends at FanDuel have some odds. I'd love to see who you guys are going to take, Mike, Buck. Tua is minus 180. Penix is plus 142. And the big money man, Trevor Siemian, plus 8,000. So I feel like it's obvious we all should take Siemian because that's the best use of our money. But who are you guys picking?
This is tough, right? It's tough because Michael Penix was a guy that was drafted and expected to be your franchise quarterback. You take him 8th overall. It was controversial, but you took him. And when he has played, he's shown flashes, but this is a brand new offense. And it just strikes me immediately. Kevin Stefanski hadn't been there long, and boom, here comes Tua Tagovailoa right after that. So it appears that maybe Tua has the inside track on the job. And when you think about, look, Kevin Stefanski has a sweet tooth for smaller quarterbacks. You think about him drafting Dylan Gabriel. You think about some of the ones that he's worked with. I think Case Keenum was his guy for a minute in Minnesota. Like, he kind of likes the underdog story. So does that put Tua Tagovailoa in the lead position over Michael Penix? And when you think about the way they want this offense to run, they're going to talk about the running game and maybe getting up on the center and play action and those things. It should be a perfect fit for what Tua does well and what he's traditionally done well. Michael Penix certainly has the arm talent to do it, but to me, it seems like Tua's on the inside track, and they're going to give him every opportunity to win the position.
Yeah, I'm not going to go as in-depth as Rick Bucky Brooks goes, but
just say Trevor Siemian. That's the one I'm thinking.
The safe money is on Tua, and but if you asked me a couple years ago, I would have thought it was no chance Michael would start week 1. But him being ahead of schedule of the things he's doing in practice, because I don't even think he'll be practicing at this point, but he is actually doing some work out there, and he says he's ready to go full go by training camp. And I think he had no chance of practicing during training camp, so like by default the job would be Tua's. But since he said he's ready to go full go, he's ready to battle. But I lean towards Tua because Mike's climbing up the mountain there, falling behind the 8 ball there. And that's probably the only reason, but yeah, if you asked me a couple months ago, I was like, it was no chance that he would have no chance. But the odds are closer now because of the things he's able to been doing over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, also Alex Van Pelt, the Falcons quarterback coach, he said that the quarterback competition can't truly begin until all participants are fully healthy, end quote. So when the quarterback coach says, competition can't begin until all participants are fully healthy, I'm like, I was like, what do you got to do with me? I'm taking the starting reps. I'm showing you what I can do. What you mean we got to wait till a week before to where we can start the competition to see what I get it. If you, the QB coach, you want to do what's fair. But I'm like, if you're Matt Ryan, if you can't take full reps until like a week before, I'm going with the guy who's been taking full reps, who's been healthy, who's been in 11 on 11s and been like in full live offense for ones for defense ones. I'm going with that guy rather than just hoping that that Penix can do it. So I hear Alex Van Pelt. I wonder if that's more for us, the media, than the reality. Because I think as players, as guys who've actually played this game, we understand that there is no saving seats. There is no, he was here last. We got to save the seat for Michael Penix. I mean, I would like to see what Penix could do, because I feel like he's been waiting his whole life to have a healthy body to play at an NFL level. And I think the Falcons have been waiting as well. That's why we took number 8. But if he's not ready, we can't just throw him in there because we want to have a fair competition. Or can we?
No, look, man. Look, all's fair in love and war. And if Michael Penix is off on the sideline, that's not Tua's fault. You evaluate Tua based on how he performs. And we've all seen this. I always kind of liken it to when we may have been out for a minute. We come back, we're on the field, and it's time for your group to go on the field. Black group, and you run out, and the coach sticks his arm out. Hold on for a minute. Let me just see this. And even though he's like, no, I just want to see what this combination is. You already know.
You already know.
So
I've been there.
I wonder when Michael Penix is fully ready, and they're like, "Hey, ones go," and he grabs the ball and tries out, and they're like, "Oh, wait. Let's let Tua take this one." I wonder, because the team gets used to Tua, his cadence, his count, his rhythm. He's taking all these reps in live action, particularly as we go to training camp. How do you jump and put the young guy in there, even though he's been the franchise? I just think it's a more difficult situation than they'll be.
Yeah, uphill battle. So we'll see. Like I said, it's probably, and coaches like to keep their cards to their chest. You ain't gonna just blurt out everything. Oh, just start. The competition not over. That's what training camp's for. You want the competition to be, juicy, lively. You want guys to go in there really trying to compete during August, getting ready for the season. Every guy should practice like they're going to be the starter, regardless. So you know how it goes in the NFL. So All this other talk it's just probably media talk and things like that. But we all know it's a competition every day, Ovie. No matter nothing is promised out there. So it is what it is until September. We line up against Pittsburgh and see who the starter is.
I love it. Bucky, tell me, what did you, because you've been around this game a little bit longer than me and Mike. There are several combinations of activities that guys can do in this little time before the season gets back to it. What are the best ways for players to prepare for the upcoming season? Because right now I have guys who do nothing. I have guys who still train all the way through a training camp. I have guys who, like to vacation, eat a little bit. I have guys who don't go anywhere. They say, hey, I'm not doing anything until right after the season starts. Season's over. Then I'll go on a little vacation. After that, it's just foot on the gas. So what should guys be doing? What should our Falcons be doing if they want to prepare themselves to be ready for this Super Bowl run?
Look, I think you guys kind of know the 4th of July is kind of like the marker. It's kind of like when you were a kid and your mom said you got to be home when the street lights come on. Mm-hmm. The street lights come on when it's 4th of July. That's the last little bit of fun that you can have as it relates to vacation or whatever. The dangerous part when you're a team is when guys go away for 6 weeks, and I always thought this never made sense. And I know young school guys, y'all probably don't agree with this, but I always thought it's crazy. We're going to work hard for 9 weeks, get into the quote unquote best shape of our life. Mm-hmm. Then we're off for 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. And when we come back to training camp, it's on. Mm-hmm. And we wonder why there's so many soft tissue injuries and those things. I think guys have to be very diligent about working out, but you have to be careful because if we're on some field in Alpharetta and I pop my Achilles, am I protected? Am I NFI? So there's this fine line between I want to work out and be ready, but I don't want to go crazy and put myself at risk. So hopefully guys are kind of maintaining some of their fitness. So when they do come back, it's not, hey, I'm way out of shape, but I can get it back in like a week or two to kind of catch that second win.
No, it's a great point. Like I've been in situations. I used to work out in Arizona with Terrell Suggs in that group in Phoenix. Yeah. And several guys, not several, but a good group of guys would go so hard and hurt themselves. They'd have to like act like they're fine, walk into training camp, and they act like they hurt themselves in training camp so they can get that money. Because if they get hurt and it's outside of the football field, then there's all types of clauses to where they can get cut. They get no money. There's no opportunity. So it's a delicate dance. But Mike, where'd you train when the off season?
I just train at the facility. I ain't go anywhere. I just train at the facility. I ain't doing nothing special.
Really? The Michael Turner. All that talent, just natural, just at the facility.
Yeah, even during the 6 week break, you're still coming into the facility.
Yeah, I'll still come to the facility because a couple years I had torn groin, so I had to go
that's right.
rehab purposes and stuff.
Mike was always hurt, Bucky. He was always hurt.
I wasn't
he played through it. You torn groin like half your career. I was like, what's wrong?
Half my career.
Mike, what's wrong? My groin. I'm like, Mike, what's wrong with your groin?
How many games did I miss? Oh, don't say I've heard how many games did I miss? I had some bumps and bruises. Yes,
he played through it. He played through it. Okay, he was like always dealing with something. I get it as a run. The style he played, he wasn't a run out of bounds guy. Mike's done behind was like, I want to hit somebody before I go out, and I respected that. At the same time, it took a toll. But yeah, no, he stayed at the facility. I went to Arizona. I trained in Miami, San Antonio. I had to get away from the facility, man. I'll be there all season anyway.
I ain't like working out with other guys on other teams. I don't know how y'all guys did that. That was kind of weird to me. So
I liked it because Bucky, I wanted to see what my competition was going to do. And I wanted to, because I trained with these guys, OTAs, mini camp. I was there for everything mandatory, but for the stuff that wasn't mandatory, I want to see what the supposed best linebacker did. So I used to train with Takeo Spikes here in Atlanta with a couple other guys. And Spikes, him and his big old neck that connected to his ears, he was out there training like he was a receiver. He was running like a gazelle. I was like, I got to get my wind up because I'm a fullback that runs like an offensive lineman. I had to learn how to run like these tight ends and these receivers. And so it was just seeing the other people and pushing me. So, I mean, whatever guys do, as long as they're ready by time training camp starts, I'm good.
Right. It was 2 each zone. So it's not one remedy, one remedy for everybody. Everybody has to stay doing things, get ready. So I didn't want to burn out during the season. So like I see those 6 weeks leading training camp. You don't want to train too extra hard for me in my mind, because the season is long, man. So you kind of want to be ready, but you don't want to be like burnt out. And by the time you get through training camp, you're done week 1. So.
Yeah, no, I think it's that fine line. I think you kind of want to decompress. You want to get away from it for a little bit. You want to have like that last vacation, depending on your significant other situation. We got to get a family vacation in. We got to figure out where we're going to take the kids the last time before we do anything, summertime. And then the 4th of July, that's when it's like, okay, I got about 3 weeks. Let me kind of start ramping up and getting these hundreds and all this other in. And it also depends on this. Do we have a conditioning test? And what is the test?
I hated those.
And what is the conditioning test?
I hated those.
Do we have the 300 shuttles? And is it, are we going 50 and back? Or are we doing 25 and backs? All that stuff matters because now I gotta make sure I have this done because boy, there is nothing like failing the conditioning test and have to do it over
embarrassing
and over.
In front of everybody.
Yeah, so
the
that
GMs come out, the president comes out. They all want to see who was not prepared, who wasn't taking care of the body, who's out there drinking and smoking and doing all types of business. who was there? And we had a couple guys that were consistently that.
Yeah.
I, as a fullback, I wasn't a Michael Turner level. Like I was always on the bubble as a fullback. So I was like, I can't be the guy. Even after they paid me at the Falcons, I'm like, all right, they paid me all this money. I can't be the guy that messing around, tricking off, my opportunity.
Yeah.
So I had to make sure I came correct.
No, I mean it's a big part of it, but like that conditioning test, being ready, and then Lord knows if you got to also do the body fat because I played for some teams where you had to get in the bod pod, and everyone's in there holding their breath and trying to make sure and doing so. All of those things also impact how you get ready for us because you can't go off the rails and eat all your sweets and all that. Like you still got to kind of keep it in line. But now the training camp they have now.
Oh, it's okay.
I kind of feel like we can wake up out of bed and be like, all right, what we got one practice a day. We got to walk through we're not talking about yesteryear's training camp where we got 2 days and we got pads on. I think you can go pads for a day or two. Then you gotta walk around and get in the bubble. I mean, it's light work. I mean, it's light work. It's light work compared to what it used to be. But
Bucky, they're like, it's too hot outside. Let's go inside with the air conditioner. It's too hot outside. I was like, too hot outside. Like they have. Oh, yep. It's the humidity. The humidity is too much. We got to go inside. I was like, come on, man.
My favorite part of training camp because it was so hard and grinded. You remember you go out to practice, you be like, hey man, where's such and such at? You go to his room, he just left all his stuff. He just said, you know what? I'm out. I'm just going. What? He left the fan. He left the. He just said, I'm going, dog. I can't take this. To me, the grind of camp was that because you had to earn your way. And like I remember, Michael, you came in as a 5th round pick. Ovie, I came in what round drafted? So, but like
1 round higher than Mike.
but that wasn't a guarantee. You had to kind of get it out the mud. Them early camps, like you got to establish yourself, and then you got to. Man, I always tell people because people's like, "Why you watch the preseason?" Hey, man, them dudes you call scrubs. That's what I'm playing like it's a Super Bowl. It is. Right. It is on the 3rd and 4th quarter of those preseason games. It is. We're going for bone because this is your shot, and everyone knows. And so there's a different mentality that you have to have as you get used to the preseason back then compared to now, because now these dudes do joint practices and their hats and eating peanuts on the sideline doing it's crazy. It's
totally different these days. Totally different. You know?
Yeah, but Bucky, man, thanks for thanks for coming on. We appreciate you. Mike, anything else we close out to ask Bucky about how the season is going to happen for the Falcons?
I think Bucky pretty much answered what we need so far this year. We love him have him on again later on in the season.
I got a question. I got a question for my Dirty Birds alums.
Sure.
How do we feel about these new uniforms? How do we feel about?
Are we back? They better than last one. Hideous.
Are we back in? We're in red, right? We wearing the red jersey.
In red. I love it. I love being back in red. Those last uniforms was hideous to me. So
the gradient, Bucky, the one where it went from like black to red, it had this little like gradient type. It was weird.
Okay, I'm gonna say this because I'm looking at Ovie's background. I don't know how you can have sweet uniform combinations in your history and go away from it. Like,
Right.
look, if you ask me, the combination, one, whenever they wear the old Grits Blitz red helmets, fire all the time. Like, what are we doing? Like, we can just like that. And when they wear the red hat with the black jersey and the white pants with
we still
out of here. Like, I'm just like what?
You gotta say those for special occasion though. That's
exactly.
Special
Every time we
occasion,
wear it, we win. Every time we wear those for like Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, we win. Like those, we can't wear
those every week. Can't wear those every week. We'll burn them out, man. We can't wear them out. I understand not going fully back to that, but I would love the red helmets with the red jersey and the silver pants. Go back, bring the modern look to that. I would have loved that. But we got the red, you know, and the white with a little silver. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like in between. Kind of like it's a nice compromise, though. I like the new uniforms.
It's not hard. As someone who fancies themselves as a nice dresser with that combo, there's so many things that I could do with that Grits Blitz. Like, they would have hated seeing me come out the tunnel. Like, I just know, like, with that, oh my God, it's just on the pop. Yeah.
So we can have you come back as an honorary Falcon.
No.
I mean, I understand. We got some sweet colors, but you know what? We also got some great guests like yourself, Bucky, coming on. We appreciate you. The fans do. You guys give us some questions. Let us know. Tua or Penix, let us know what do we need to do to make this season different than the rest with us actually winning at the end of it. I won't go full Super Bowl, but we should win the division. That's something because, you know, everything in North Carolina is you know, mediocre outside of Wake Forest. So if we can beat the Panthers, beat the Saints, beat the Bucks, we're in there. So y'all let me know. Thank y'all for hopping on. Good night from Ovie, Bucky, and Michael Turner.